Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Good evening, my friends. This is Angy Stewart from Mia INNERLIGHT, and we are live on Kardec Radio. Tonight is Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and we are again excited to be with you and continue our improvement, continue our moral improvement, and also intellectual improvement, because today we study two beautiful books, and our first book is this one, What is Spiritism? So it's a very thin book, you can see, and this book, Kardec, the codificator, the codifier of Spiritism, he established some conversations with people that did not believe in Spiritism. They were actually against Spiritism. People that didn't really know what was Spiritism, but they were open to understand it, and people that were already followers of Spiritism. So in this book is really great for us because it will help us in every single way. If you are a Spiritist, that's great. We'll give you a solid base for you to be able to talk to someone that genuinely would like to understand what is Spiritism. But if you are not a Spiritist, this is good too, because you are a curious person and you are here trying to understand what is that, who is Kardec, is mediumship something really serious, is something possible? Yes. So there are so many questions and so many answers. So in the first part, we only have like 20 minutes to go through the first book. And then in the second part, we will do the God at home or the gospel at home. So this is a moment that every single Spiritist, the ones that are very serious, they do it in their house with their family, or they do alone. And now that there is a lot of people, there are a lot of people doing it online like us. So these people that live alone, they can actually connect with us Thursdays, 9 p.m. and we can do the God at home together. We will talk about how we do, and it will be a pleasure to have you joining us. So I will start our study of what is Spiritism, and feel free to write down your questions, and I will be happy to answer or make comments. It will be really, really great. So I will start sharing. So this is where we are right now. We are studying this portion, and it's called Erroneous Explanations of the Phenomena. So in this portion here, Kardec will go through all the details of why people think that the phenomena, the mediumistic phenomena, was fake or was false. So there are many, many questions and the intangibles to it too. But the good thing is that Kardec already explained a few weeks ago. If you are following our study, you know that he already spoke about it, that there are a lot of people who actually fake mediumship. They fake the phenomena. And unfortunately, it is true. There are always people trying to pretend to be what they are not. There are always people trying to exploit. There are always people trying to make money with something that they shouldn't. So Kardec, as always, is very strict, and he likes to give like a broader understanding why this is right or not. So we will be seeing his visitor. So the visitor is the person asking a question, and AK is Allan Kardec answering. So we already did this once last week, and today we are going to do this one here. Let me confirm. Yes. So today we are going to do this one. So I will read and I will go commenting. So let's go. Visitor. So this visitor, his question is he's trying to tell Kardec that he believes mediumship is fake, or it can be mixed up with something else that they already have knowledge of. So he will be talking about the sonambulistic phenomena that was very well known in the time of Kardec. And the sonambulistic phenomena is different than mediumship. You can even classify it as a type of mediumship, but it's not exactly the same. A mediumship, the medium will be concentrated. The medium is awake. Sonambulistic phenomena, the medium, the person is sleeping, is totally asleep. So you can say that the sonambulistic phenomena is an unconscious or a subconscious phenomena. And the mediumship, no, the person is conscious. The person is sitting there and is donating their fluid, their energy, their concentration, even if it's a kind of mediumship that the medium partially removes himself from the body and does not remember every single detail. He will be under control. So he will be controlling his own body. So this is just for you to have an understanding. So let's go. So the visitor says, couldn't we say that the mediums are in an altered state and are enjoying lucidity that gives them a sonambulistic perception, a sort of second sight? That would explain the momentary broadening of their intellectual faculties. So as I was saying, this visitor, he is trying to say, like, I think mediumship and the sonambulistic phenomena is basically the same thing. And as we can say, the sonambulistic perception gives the person a second sight. So we understand that the sonambulistic people, they are in their bed sleeping, and they stand up, they walk through the house, and they think they are still sleeping, but they are actually walking the house. And many times they do not see the house as their house, they see somewhere else. There are many different types. But a mediumship is not like that. So Kardec is going to give him step by step why it is different. So Kardec answers, another theory that doesn't hold up serious examination. So this is one of the things that Kardec always talks about, that most of the people that go against the Spiritism, they always talk about certain things they heard, but they never went very uh, deep to understand. So they basically attack, or they basically go against spiritism, not really knowing what they are saying, but because they heard someone saying, so they repeat that, not really understanding what they are repeating. So that's what Kardec is saying. So the mediums are not in an altered state, nor are they asleep. They are wide awake, acting and thinking like everyone else, displaying nothing out of the ordinary. So that's exactly like I mentioned before. The mediums, they are awake. They are not fully asleep. They just sit down and they are able to connect with the spirits. So mediums are endowed with a unique faculty that does not allow confusing them with sonambulists. What the sonambulist has ever made an sorry, let's go back again. It is a question. What somnambulist has ever made an inert body to produce a thought? So these are questions that Kardec is asking the person to make the person to reflect. So have you ever heard of a somnambulistic person that has ever made a structure. He says an inert body to produce a thought. So basically, he's talking here about the phenomena of the turning tables, because that's what attracted him to Spiritism. When his friends start saying that the tables were moving and they were giving messages. So he's asking that. Any somnambulist has ever done that? No, never. Never was heard. The second question is also about the phenomenon. Or any somnambulist have produced visible and even tangible apparitions. So we heard of many mediums who actually are able, through their ectoplasm, they will expel ectoplasm in certain conditions. And then this ectoplasm, it will actually form some kind of thing that will be visible, even spirits. And these spirits that will be formed, they will be formed in a more like a dense way, and everybody will be able to see, not just the people who are spirits, but anyone will be able to see an apparition, for example. So, and then he continues, or kept a heavy object suspended in the air with no point of support. So this is that many times we read about the very heavy tables. They were lifted in the air by the spirits, and people used to pass underneath of the table, and the people trying to disprove used to pass around searching for some kind of cord, some kind of thing that is actually lifting, is raising this table. And then he goes, was it by some somnambulistic effect that a medium once drew me in the presence of 20 witnesses the portrait of a young woman who had died 18 months earlier and whom he had never known, but whose father at the session recognized her. So this is an interesting phenomenon. So this medium was in a session with Kardec and the 20 other people, and this medium made a drawing of a girl, and he had no idea who was this girl, but the father of the girl was at the session and said, this is my daughter, this is my deceased daughter. So this is very interesting also. And then he goes, it is due to a somnambulistic effect that a table accurately answers questions put on it, even those posed only mentally. This is also very interesting. So in the time that Kardec started studying Spiritism, his friends used to tell him that the table answered questions, and he did not believe. So one day, after a long time, they took to convince Kardec to finally go in a session. He went and he fought about a question. He fought. And the table, the spirit, answered the question. So everybody was like looking at each other. It's like, who asked that? And he said, was me, mentally. So this another very interesting point. Even if we were to actually believe the medium is in a magnetic state, it would still seem hard to believe that the table is somnambulistic. So he is saying here that if you don't believe in mediumship, if you believe in somnambulistic phenomena, so what is going on? So the table is actually the somnambulistic object. That's what he's trying to say. So it is also said that the mediums speak intelligibly only about things that are known. Then how can the following occurrence and 100 others like it be explained? One of my friends, a very good writing medium, asked the spirit if a person he had not seen for 15 years was still in this world. Yes, She is still alive, it answered. She lives in Paris on such and such a street at such and such number. He went and found the person at the address indicated. Is that an illusion? His thought could hardly his thought could hardly have suggested the response, since considering the person's age, there was every possibility that she was no longer even alive. If in certain cases answers have actually matched thoughts, it it rational to conclude that it is a general law in this, as in all matters, hasty judgments are always dangerous because they can be invalidated by facts that have not been looked at. So in this example, it's really great. How can you not believe in the mediumistic phenomena when imagine a medium through a spirit comes and give you so many details. In this case, the person had lost contact with a friend. Nowadays, we still can lose contact with friends that live in other countries, but we still have easier ways to search. You know, you have Facebook, Instagram, you have so many things in social media, you have WhatsApp. But in the 1800s, nah. You didn't have any of that. So how this medium would be able to say the person is alive, say the address of the person, and then this person could go there and really reconnect with the friend. So what Kardec is mentioning here is that you have to start researching a little bit about the mediumship to be able to understand, because it it is real and it is possible. But as we mentioned before, yes, there are charlatans. There are people that try to exploit anything, any type of quality condition, especially if they are charging money. But another thing that you have to understand, if a spiritist center is serious, the spiritist center will never charge you anything. They will never say, oh, come here, you have to pay $100 so the medium can give you a message from a spirit, or we will do a spiritual treatment, but you have to pay for this, and this, or whatever. Everything in spiritism is free. All the courses, all the classes, all the treatments, everything is free, and it's done by volunteers who many times they take from their own money to be able to help the spiritist center to pay the rent, the electricity, because spiritist centers, they have expenses. They have to rent places to be able to give the courses, the treatments, fraternal counseling, everything that is offered. So what Kardec is just trying to say is we should always have an open mind before we try to accuse someone or something, and we should try always to do a better research so we can fully understand something. Exactly like when a good interviewer, a good reporter, when a good reporter goes to talk to someone, exactly like a good lawyer, when he asks a question, he or she knows the answer. A good lawyer will never ask a question that he has not researched deeply the answer. Because if the person answers A and he knows it's B, he is going to immediately say, but I have found out this, and 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 this. And then the person gets shocked. It's like, whoa, he knows it. So that's exactly what we should do with anything. We should always research, try to understand, try to disprove, because trying to disprove, many times we will discover, wow, it is real. It's not a lie. Anyway, my friends, 9:20, we have to go to the God at home. So it's a very exciting moment, and we are going to have our guests with us. And I will invite Claudinha. Hello, Claudinha. How are
Hello.
you?
How good? How are you?
Very good. Happy to have you here, always helping us. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
And we also have João. Hi, João. Nice to have you
Hello,
here.
everyone.
Very good to have you. Very good to have you
Thank
too.
you.
This is great. Well, so if you are new to this program, this is the portion that we will start our God at home. As I had mentioned before. If I am listening to myself, one of you have some microphonia because I can hear myself. So this is the time that we will be doing the God at home together. So before we start, already go to your kitchen, bring your water because this will be your medication for the week. It will be really really good. And we want to start just like with very few reminders of what is the God at home or how we do the God at home in case that you never heard of it. So basically it's something that every spiritist serious usually do in their home with their family, or if they live alone they do by themselves, or now that we have so many people doing together we can actually do together online, like you can do with us. So we choose one day of the week, we choose how many minutes we are going to do. It can be between 15 and 1 hour. And we usually study this book. We usually study the gospel according to Spiritism. But you can also incorporate many other books, especially if you have children. You can incorporate books that the children will be enjoying. So you can bring some kids books that talk about Christianity, that talk about Bible stories. So it's all good. And we choose a time. So it's one day at the same time and for a period of a time together. And then we constantly do it. And the spirits, they tell us that with the repetition, we start getting more and more and more protection to our homes. So basically, that's it. So, João, you are here. Do you do the God at home right now? How is the situation in your home?
I do with families and friends and people in Brazil by Zoom. I also include the Bible. I'm always to
Mhm,
the need of the Catholicism, so
mhm.
always read something from the Bible, the Psalms, or a passage or something else. And especially because my family, everybody speaks Portuguese, so that's like for them, Catholicism is very new, and we all still learn. We are still child in every way. So we have the need of the Bible to help support the words. And the interesting thing about uh, the, the gospel at home is always any book, any page you open, always gonna talk about what you're talking about, what you're reading. It's
Yeah,
amazing how things are, how things work, because it's like sometimes you read something, and then when you open the Bible, you read something else. It complements whatever you said. It's amazing. So
yeah,
it's always guided because we're never alone when we do those gospel. We always have the protection of good spirits, and a lot of times they bring their friends or people who needs. So it's always a blessing to us, to the family, to our homes, and everybody, to the universe, because it's a
yeah,
time that we spend with good thoughts, prayers, and sending good vibration to the universe.
Yes, yes. And the internet helps a lot because in the past was much more difficult to do the God at home with our family. Zoom didn't even exist. So now it's so much easier that we can connect with our families and we can do with them. I did this too with my parents many years ago when they became spiritists and they were going to the center, and then someone said, "Oh, you should do the God at home," and I said, "Yes, I have been saying that for such a long time." And they were like, "Oh, we don't know how to do." So I was doing in one specific day with them to help them to understand how to do. But everybody can do it slightly different. But that's exactly what you say. It's really good. Whatever we are thinking, whatever problem we are going through, we think about. And I really like the God at home. So I usually think about and I open and boom, the answer to my situation is there. Sometimes it's so strictly there that you get even like you get shocked. Other times you have to read and reflect and try to understand what is saying there that can be correlated to my situation. I think I already mentioned sometimes here that a long, long time ago, like I don't know, 15 years ago, maybe more, I had a problem with my mom, and I decided that I was not gonna call her for quite some time. In the time that it was very expensive to call Brazil, and you had to use calling cards. A long time ago. A lot of people don't even know what calling cards are. And when I had to do the gospel, so I did the God at home. So when I opened the God at home in that time, I still did in Portuguese, and it was saying graça, 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 grace, 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 and Grace is my mom's name. So I
Wow.
was like, oh my God. So that was like so strict. It's like, why are you doing that? And then I was like, yeah. So so it is a blessing. It helps us to see so many things that sometimes we are blind. We are here trying to improve ourselves, and sometimes we get angry. We forget everything. We forget everything we learned. So the God at home is that reminder. Shh. Hey, hey. So Claudinha, how is yours? How do
Oh,
you do?
I do it by myself at home, but lately I've been joining a lot of groups, uh, a lot of God at homes, and so it's been very interesting. I've been meeting people, meeting friends, especially friends from Brazil, and different kinds of approach. They get do they study the gospel and the spirits book, and they do a mixture, like the study of tonight.
Yeah,
They always study two books, and a lot of people talking and discussing, and it's very interesting because you
yes.
learn. The more you do, the more you learn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Especially now that we don't have a physical spirit center to go because everything
it's
is
true.
closed. So it's wonderful that we can join so many lives, so many
Yeah.
study groups, so many things. I think after the pandemic, I will have learned more than if it wasn't like that. Because my goodness, I spent the whole day with my phone listening to some kind of lecture.
Uh-huh.
So we are constantly learning, constantly learning. This is
Yeah.
very good. So awesome. 9:30. Let's just start doing our God at home. So, João, we always start with a very short passage of the book Happy Life. that that Claudinha reads. We make a short comment, and then we do a prayer to start the gospel.
All right, so let's read. The passage of tonight says, use every opportunity to act with utmost dignity. Some people wait for extraordinary moments and special occasions that most likely will not
Materialize.
materialize. It's not so much what you do, but how you do it that will make you invaluable. A giant tree begins as a tiny seed. The cosmos is the result of invisible particles and molecules. Be great in small matters so that you are not small in great ones.
Very good. Very good. We should always think like that. And many times we keep like, oh my goodness, it's like this book is so amazing because the messages are very short,
But
they
they
are
are
very
powerful.
powerful, very direct, like poof, wake up.
Yeah, the
So
last sentence where it says, be great in small matters so that you are not small in great ones.
yeah, that's
Very,
great.
very nice. Yeah.
That's really, really great. Really, really great. Beautiful, beautiful. So João, can you do our prayer so we can start our God at home?
Yes.
Very simple, don't worry, something simple just to connect us.
Our beloved God, we ask you to please enlighten us at this moment, give us peace, give us tranquility, help us learn all the message you have for us, that it penetrates our hearts, it extends to the universe, to our families, to our friends, to all those in the hospital, those in need of word, in need of peace, in need of enlightenment. Be with us all the time, always. Thank you.
So be it. Very good. So now is the moment that we are going to study the God at home, the gospel according to Spiritism. And the items we are going to study today are only 2 items, but they are powerful and they are important. So if you are here, would like to see, we are in chapter 17 and we will study the item 7 and 8. It's a duty and virtue. So very short, but a lot of things that we can talk about. So let's start with duty. I will read just a little portion, and then we can both elaborate more about it. So duty. Duty is an individual's moral obligation, first towards him or herself, and towards others immediately thereafter. It's the moral duty. So, what can we talk about this duty, this moral obligation? João, Claudinha, and you, if you are online, if you are seeing us, please write your ideas, your questions, so we can actually interact with you. I cannot see the names of anyone here, but if you write something, then I can see you. I just saw Roberta. Hello, Roberta. How are you? Nice to have you here with us. So, what can we talk about duty?
I think since the time we are born and start to learn to walk, to eat, so we have duties for school, for brush your tooth, and do things on your house. And then as you grow, your duty increases. But the most important duty is the one is from the heart, So do good things, be honest, be yourself, and things that brings things, things that light people, bright the moment, bright their lives, and do it with God, do it with the family, do it of being honest. Those I think that are most important. The ones that come from the soul.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Very good, Claudinha. Do you have something to
Yeah,
complement?
I believe that we, as João just said, we have a lot of duties, a lot of obligations that we have in our home, in our work, and as a everyday life. But I think that the most important thing is those obligations that we have, that we came with to this incarnation. We are here to improve.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to do much. If you think about it, you don't have to do much, but you have to be strong with what you do. You have to be strong. You have to be willing to learn good things, to be good, to do the good for your neighbors, and to the environment, to be to get rid of enviness and all those bad habits that we have. So I believe that's the duty that that's the compromise that we came with, and that
Mm-hmm.
we have to fight, and we have this duty to be better every day with us,
It
especially with
is.
us, so that we can be good and do good things with the others.
Yes, it is true. So I just posted there, Natalia Alvarez. She was saying, love is the duty of care.
Hmm.
And yes, and we have this duty to ourselves and to
Ourselves.
the others, exactly as you mentioned, because we can't be thinking just about ourselves all the time. Because the real love is not just love myself. That's
Hmm.
wonderful. I love myself, but for us to be fully happy, if we only love ourselves and we don't love anybody else, that's a problem. That's difficult to be happy like that.
Hmm.
So there is a beautiful passage that is written here. This message is from the Spirit Lazar, and there is a beautiful passage that he says, duty begins precisely at the point in which you threaten your neighbor's happiness or peace of mind. It ends at the limit you would not want to see surpassed regarding yourselves. So this is it's beautiful. You
I,
know, we have to do that. We have to respect the others in their limitations, and also we want the same thing for us. It's pretty much that thing, you know, do to others what you would like to be done for you. So we many times we don't think, like we forget, we think, oh no, I'm gonna put my car right here by the door, my neighbor, it's okay, it's not gonna bother him. You don't even bother to ask if you can't do it, or you just ring the bell and say, listen, it's just 10 minutes. You just do, and you forget. You leave the car there for a whole day.
yeah.
I just gave an example, very simple. But when we talk about the neighbors, for example, we should always practice the good behavior. You know, this should be done in
You
everything.
should start doing it at your house first,
Yes,
right? Because
yes,
sometimes you forget.
yeah,
Sometimes you forget, and
exactly.
yeah, because it's not easy. There are so many small things that if you start thinking, uh, you have to start doing this exercise with the little things that you do at home, the relationships. Like, for example, I live with my dad, so I have to do this exercise with him. And then my work, I work with two brothers, and I have to do this exercise with them as well, you know,
Yes.
because I know that I am not easy, and it's an exercise.
Yeah. So your exercise is even more challenging
Oh,
than other
yes.
people's exercise. Because one thing is to have a boss. Another thing is your brother is your boss.
Oh, yes.
I remember when I was a child, my mother and father, they bought a shop, a gift store together, and they had to work together. So I was little, and I always heard people say, "My goodness, how do you are you still married?" Telling my parents, because one thing is to be married. Another thing is to be married, to work together, to go back home, to have to pay the bills, to discuss the business. It's even more challenge, because then you are mingling family and the work. And yes, very good that you are doing a good job.
It's, well, I don't know if I'm doing a good job, but at least I'm trying. I'm
You are
trying.
exercising
Yeah, I'm exercising.
patience,
Yes, it's
so
true.
many things that you can exercise. And there is another passage that's very beautiful for us to talk about. That's pain, because we think about pain and we're like, pain, but even Lazar, he's saying God created all humans equal regarding pain. So we are different in many ways, but pain, we will all suffer the same type of pain. If someone pinches you hard, woo, we will feel, even if in different intensities, but we will feel pain. So it says like this: equally in the face of pain, no, sorry, equality in the face of pain is a sublime provision by God, who wishes that all his children, taught by common experience, would not commit evil, alleging ignorance of its effects. So very good, we all feel the pain. So if you're going to impose pain somebody
And
else,
that's the way we grow, right? Because
yeah.
we look at the pain, we look at the suffering just for the bad side of it. But
Hmm.
if we stop and if we think and if we analyze the pure spirit, the meaning of it is that only by having this pain and the suffering that we grow. And
Yes.
that's what God, I believe that's what God wants. The pain, everybody feels the pain, so everybody can grow, everybody can learn.
Yes, yes, very good. And Roberta even mentioned that the Ten Commandments, the base is love the others as you love yourself. Exactly, super important. If we don't learn that, we are not going to be able to evolve. So just to finalize duty and go into virtue. There is a beautiful passage also, the final one, that it says like, duty is the courage of the soul who confronts the distress of life's struggles. And then it says something like that: persons who fulfill their duty love God more than they love other individuals, and they love others more than they love themselves. They are at the same time judge and slave in their own cause. So here, when it's talking about duty and love God more than they love other individuals, one thing that I thought was, for example, uh, the good mother. For example, imagine a mother that the son committed a crime, and then everybody thinks, oh, the mother will protect the son. Yes, they will protect the son, but the real one, that who follows her duty as a good mother, she will have to teach this son that what he did is wrong, and he will need to face the consequences of his acts. So all these parents who hide their kids, like we have seen so many cases of especially rich kids that they got a beautiful car, they went racing, they hit someone, they go home desperate, and then the mother and father try to hide it. They hide the car, they pay someone to wash the car, they lie for the kid. What are they teaching? What are they teaching? They are teaching these children, these adolescents, young adults, how to misbehave is okay. It's fine. We will help you, and this is not good. And yes, maybe the society will not see exactly what happened, but we all know that God sees everything, and the consequences of this will be felt in this life, but in also in the following one. So this is something that's very, very important for us to understand. It might be difficult. We
Mm-hmm.
don't know
Oh,
what would
yes.
happen, but when we rationalize, when we think, that would be the correct thing to do. But we never know. We never know. But we have to understand that that would be the correct thing to do. But we have to go to virtue. So let me read a little bit about virtue. Virtue, in its highest expression, virtue encompasses all the essential qualities that comprise the good person. To be good, charitable, hardworking, reasonable, and modest are the qualities of a virtuous individual. Oh my goodness, so many qualities and so many difficult qualities.
But
You know,
if you continue, the following word just say, unfortunately,
yes, yes, exactly.
unfortunately, they're always, and then it goes.
So tell me, continue,
It's
continue,
not
tell us.
easy. And we're exercising. We're learning. We're
But what is the continuation? Explain to the public.
here. What it
Yeah,
says? You
yeah.
okay? It's always because we all have difficulties. We all having uh, internal diseases, right? Infirmities, and it always all these good things. It comes with a little bit of those errors of ours.
Mm-hmm.
We are fighting against them, right? But we are
Yes,
not perfect yet.
I think
yes.
those who display the virtue, uh, they are not virtuous because one hand should show what the other one did. By doing
Mm-hmm.
that, you are already getting paid for whatever good deed you did.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
you shouldn't display, you shouldn't be, oh, I'm virtuous, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you should be always be humble and do things and learn from things. And then I think God always see you how you do it, and you always grows when we do good things, good deeds, when you have good virtue. Because by doing that, things always get the way it should be. You know what I mean? So because you're always guided. But like people who likes to show off, to like, oh, I'm a very good person. I have a very good heart. I'm this, I'm that. So they are not. You know what I mean?
yeah. So just to, if you are listening to us, just for you to understand what we were talking is about all the good virtues that we all should have, and we all have
Mm-hmm.
in different degrees or in different periods of time. We don't have it 100% 24/7. No, no, not yet, not yet. But this is spirit, who is a different spirit. This is Francois Nicolas Madeleine. So he says, yes, we have all these qualities, but then goes exactly what Claudine was saying. Unfortunately, they are frequently accompanied by small moral ills. So that's exactly what João and Claudinha are saying. And then he continued, those who parade their virtues are not virtuos. Because those who show off their virtues, oh, I'm so charitable. Oh, I'm so loving. Oh, I'm so this, I'm so that. So the ones who demonstrate to others how good they are is
They
because
are
they are
not.
not really good. They are not humble, so they don't have this quality. This is a quality they still will have to develop, and sometimes it's very difficult. Then we go back to what João was saying about charity, for example. People that they do a lot of charity, but they like to show to everybody. Oh, I did this. Oh, I did that. I'm always doing this. And yes, it's always good to do charity. So even the spirits, they say, even people who do charity only because they want a tax deduction from the government, or because they want a promotion or whatever, they are already doing good
They
because they're
start
helping
doing
others.
it. Uh-huh.
Yes, exactly. It's like a little kid, especially in the terrible twos. And they are very, very young. We have to be teaching them. No, you have to share. They don't want to share. This is mine, and his toy is my toy, and every toy is my toy. But if the mother, father, whoever is taking care of this kid, don't start, no, 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 no. This is not yours, it's his. You have to share. So this kid will never learn. So this is exactly how God sees these people who are already doing charity, but for not the real reason we all would like someone to be charitable. But it's already there, it's one step. But of course, like all of us, we are already away from that. We understand that we don't need that type of promotion, but we can talk about charitable things we do in order to invite more people to participate, so we can bring
Mhm.
more people to help others. And yes, it might be a fine line. People might be thinking, "Oh, you're showing off." No, you are trying to bring more people to do that work. But we always know that everything is deep inside of us. What was your intention? That's the point. What was your intention? So let me see. Natalia wrote something here. So Natalia Alvarez said, "True, we are always guided in this service, and God provides." Very beautiful, Natalia. Yes, whenever we want to do good, we will have opportunities to do good. From nowhere will come someone who's going to say, "Natalia, next weekend, someone called me to do this, this, and this. Would you like to join?" And you're like, wow, I was searching for that opportunity. So when we are prepared, the opportunities, they will come. Hello, Nora. How are you? Nice to have you here with us. Very good.
I think the chapter also have something nice. I like it. Better have less virtue with modesty than much with pride. I think that synthesizes everything.
Very good. Very good. So, and how can we start doing this one?
Being humble, being good, and do good deeds. That's
Mhm,
like being honest, especially with ourselves first. That's I think the beginner to the good virtue.
mhm. Yes, yes, we have always to restart. We have always to restart. That's why it's so good when we are doing something good, when we have good intentions. God will always put in our pathway people that have similar intentions, similar ideas. You will meet someone and you will click, and you're like, wow, that person has similar ideas, such a nice person. We will meet these people in our path, in our evolutionary path, to help us, or we help him or her, or she helps us. And then we go together in our evolutionary path. And it's very, very beautiful when we start like growing like this too.
I
So
believe that we all have opportunities, and we all have the good things inside. We just
mhm,
need to explore our hearts
Yeah.
and start feeling, because it's not just doing, it's not just go and do charity, it is to feel it. You have
Yes.
to do with your heart, because
Yes.
if
True.
you don't, it's just go, it doesn't really make sense. But
Is true.
at least you're doing, you're starting, you're practicing.
Yes.
But to really to grow, you have to feel from your heart.
It is true. It is true. And there is so much that we can do. There are so many opportunities every day. And we have mentioned so many times that uh, to be charitable is not donating money or donating things to someone. This is one of the so many different aspects of being charitable. And we always say you can be charitable with your words, to be nice to people, to be someone that is, someone is going up the staircase with heavy bags, and then you just go and you let me help you, and you do little things. This is also being charitable. This is to have a virtuous heart,
Yeah,
and
like in this time of difficulties, if you want to do something good, just pray. Just
yes,
send a pray, and send good vibrations to a friend, to somebody who is sick, or to the planet, and you will start doing good by praying.
yes, yes, it's true.
Means
It's
energy.
true.
You
Yeah.
send to the universe.
Uh-huh.
Exactly, exactly.
Good
And
thoughts and bad thoughts, they are energy. So that's why we always have to do the good things. That try to keep the mind alert and with good thinking, good thoughts, because otherwise you're always going to send bad vibration to the universe, which whoever you're thinking bad about.
yeah, exactly. And in this time of COVID, it's so important that we pray. We pray for our own sanity and to pray for the good vibrations of the planet. So many people dying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very difficult. We all live in Florida, and Florida is really like a state apart, I think, because when I talk to my friends in different states, New York, in Connecticut, things are different, and even in Brazil, the things are very difficult, very, very difficult, and so many people dying. So very, very, very tough times, very, very tough times. But I have a good news. So for you guys and to so many people who join us to the project that I had created when the pandemic just started. It was the Loving Mail for the Elderly. The simple project that we were writing the letters to the elderly in one nursing home, Santa Maria, here in Miami. So one of my loving elderly, he wrote to me saying that the nursing home is opening,
Wow.
so we
It's
will be able to visit them, and they are all excited that they can receive visits. So I will organize one day with the group to see whoever would like to go to actually visit the elderly that we were writing, and then we can go as a group, so we can all go
yeah.
together to visit all the ones that we were writing. So I
And
think it would be
Caravan of
really
Love
nice.
is also soon going back to the
Oh,
nursing homes.
that's very, very
Yeah.
good. Very, very
Very
good.
soon.
Yeah, so if you don't know what a Caravan of Love is, it's another group that visit the nursing homes, some nursing homes, and they go together as a group on Sunday mornings, and they sing, they play, they bring a happiness to the elderly. So it's so nice. They get so excited. I'm sure they are missing this so badly because I'm
I'm
sure
sure.
this was
Yeah.
what they used to look forward, like, oh, Sunday,
We are
yay!
missing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is good that we are getting vaccinated. They got vaccinated. So things are getting better. So, yes, if you're listening to this, please get vaccinated. Get vaccinated. It's much safer to be vaccinated than to be without the vaccine, hoping you are not going to get COVID. So today, my 16-year-old got his second shot, and I'm like, yay, thank God. So I hope we can all be vaccinated soon. My friends, 10 o'clock,
No.
time flies. Time flies. It was so good, so good. Thank you so much. So let's now go to the final portion of our study. Let's connect, close our eyes, and let's elevate our thoughts to our brothers and sisters that are much in need. So, dear God, Jesus, our Master, our guardian angels, at this moment we would like to elevate our thoughts together to make this strong chain of love where we will be able to connect all our good vibrations, our good energies, and send them together to all our friends who couldn't be here with us tonight, that will be listening to this recorded later. Please bless them with good vibrations, good energy, protect them against any type of a disease. Extend these good vibrations to all the people in the hospitals, in the nursing homes, to the kids that live in the foster cares, to people that are in jail, countries at war, to all our brothers and sisters who are homeless, to all the people in need. We know there are need everywhere, but we also know that your love, dear God, is immense. You are a loving mother and father. And we don't understand why there is suffering, but we know nothing happens by a chance. We are all here on earth in order to progress, in order to improve ourselves, in order to be better. And we fully accept your designs. We fully understand, and we ask you to give us the strength to overcome our difficulties, helping always to see the light at the end of the tunnel, improving ourselves day by day. And at this moment, please bless our waters, make this our medication, help all of us to be able to continue healthy, strong, and help us to come back again to continue studying and improving day by day. So be it.
So here.
Very good, my friends. Thank you so much. It was awesome to have you here. Thank you, Claudinha. Thank you,
Thank you,
João.
Angie.
Thank you
Thank
to
you,
all of you
João.
that were here participating with us. And I hope to see you again next Thursday. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye
bye.